Okay, it's 6 o'clock. If we could stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, did everybody get a chance to look at the agenda? There aren't any changes.
I motion to approve this evening's agenda.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, and item number 3, Superintendent's Report. Mr. Jesse.
Thank you, Board President Wheelander, other board directors, student representatives. Hi, Alan. Nice seeing you again. Community members, staff, parents, and guardians. I will start off. So at Shelton High School, we have an academies model and have now for, I believe, almost 9 years now. And 2 years ago, we added a freshman academy. In fact, all 3 high schools have some version of a freshman seminar, which is the main objective within the freshman academy, so that students can come in and experience a welcoming environment to help them navigate not only high school, but life during high school and beyond, which are quite a lot of things and skills that we want to develop in our students. So within that freshman seminar, our students learn about specifically what are some of the pathways that we have available. So in those pathways are concentrated areas of study, and specifically, what are some of the skills and careers that you can get as part of those pathways? So this year, the staff at Shelton High School, as part of their freshman seminar, provided an opportunity to do Shark Tank based on the popular television show. So the freshmen got together, they were selected for a specific kind of business model related to the pathways they had been learning about, and specifically those careers. So they came up with a business model, made a proposal as a team to local business leaders, and then they were scored on them. The other students got to look in, learn about it. I thought it was an amazing opportunity, not only for just about all the content that they are learning in the freshman seminar, but also just presentation skills. Presentation skills are some of the things that students oftentimes communicate to staff about something that they really wish that they are either glad that they developed or wish they had developed further for them. And so Director Dale and I, he was accompanying me as a part of our visit to Shelton High School last Friday, saw them in their presentation, and I just want to thank not only the students for their presentation and the staff for putting it together, but also, of course, the community leaders who attended the event and helped obviously give feedback on each of the students' presentations and, of course, a number of celebrations. So thank you so much. I also would like to recognize particular 2 classrooms that I got out to some math classes last Thursday. It was a really nice experience to get out there and see what was some of the instruction being provided to our high school students. Special shout out to Colleen Cost, who is at Cedar High School. I thought she could put together a really wonderful hands-on activity for algebra. So students were working with triangles and trying to figure out complementary angles, and it was really a cool activity that I thought was really engaging to the students, that they could actually apply their things and not just be inside of a workbook. So thank you, Ms. Cost. And then also Margaret Warren at SHS was doing Algebra 2, and all 21 of her students, when I walked in, were super engaged in their learning as they were preparing for a unit test. So both Ms. Warren, Ms. Cost, kudos to you for really engaging students in some applied learning in Algebra and Algebra 2. So I thought that was really wonderful. So thank you so much for letting me visit, and we're really lucky to have you here as part of our staff. So with that, that will conclude my comments. Thank you.
Thank you. That takes us up to community comment. As part of the regular school board meeting, the board welcomes community members to make public comments in person and/or by phone as conditions allow. Please see the full script with the call-in instructions and guidelines for community comments displayed on the screen above. And the first person up is Anderson Porter.
And I'm a part of 2027's graduating class. I'm here representing Cedar High School, where we are taught agency and ways to advocate for our community. I brought with me a few of my classmates from Cedar, and to share with you these large budget cuts, like the ways that these large budget cuts are affecting our school and our community. Cedar has approximately 100 students, and we have one support staff, so one paraeducator, and her name is Beth. Beth has been a part of Cedar since our school start 5 years ago. Beth has made various contributions to our community and overall Cedar culture. During Beth's time at our school, she has taken on various roles. She often stays after school for tutoring and has personally helped me and classmates with extra math support during class time. Many students and staff have built deep connections with Beth. Not only does she help students with schoolwork, but she is also our school's only medical technician. She attends all projects we do with the community, and being a student with a life-threatening allergy requiring an EpiPen, Beth is crucial to my safety on and off campus. With these budget cuts, multiple positions were adjusted and some were cut. Beth was informed just 11 days ago that she will be relocating next month. We understand budget cuts are complex and have many contributing factors. Our goal today is to show the impacts these budget cuts have on our community. That's all.
Thank you.
Any questions?
We couldn't ask them if there were. R.J. Simmons?
Hello, I am Ryan Simmons, a sophomore at Cedar, graduating the year 2027. These are quotes from the community members of Cedar regarding the paraeducator Beth's repositioning. Beth is a very important aspect in Cedar High School. She is the school para. She helps with math after school, and she's really sweet and kind. In the past 2 trimesters that I have known Beth, she has given me great and helpful advice. She has helped me when I was stuck on a problem in math, and she has put up with my humor and loudness. I think personally that Beth is one of the best people at this school, so please don't get rid of her. Here's another quote. I know that there are many cuts through the district and the state. However, the impact is close to home and has a large impact on a small school, and kids matter. Here's another quote. Beth has been an amazing resource for multiple students. Even during my short time being a student at this school, I have seen Beth step up and take care of the students who need it. Beth is an intelligent part of the Cedar community, and we are all better because of her. Here's the last quote that I'm going to read out loud. As a community member for Cedar, Beth's help is so valuable. She supports our school by tutoring students one-on-one, helping prepare instructional material, and providing social emotional support when students are having a hard time. Her absence at Cedar will be felt in every classroom by even staff members and students. These 4 quotes, among Many others are for Beth.
Thank you.
Marilyn Aaron?
I would like to address the agenda topic of ongoing budget challenges reflected in the general fund. The reported deficit trend growing from 3.89 million in September to 4.66 million in November raises concerns about the district's financial sustainability. I urge the district office, along with the board, to provide transparent communication to stakeholders, which includes family and staff, about the factors contributing to these deficits and the potential strategies being considered to address them. The community deserves a clear understanding of how these financial issues will impact classrooms, staffing, and resources. Additionally, is enrollment staying above budget? I'm alarmed by the recent reports of high school students withdrawing from the district to attend online schools elsewhere. Reports of last week alone, a dozen students left, bringing the total to nearly 30 for the year, not including the most recent numbers. Oh, I'm sorry, that would make that 42. When you consider that the district receives over $18,000 per student, the financial impact of these withdrawals is rather significant, wouldn't you say? The board should look into this and address why students are leaving in such numbers and what can be done to improve retention. Losing this many students doesn't just hurt the budget, it's a reflection of a larger systemic issue that may need to be resolved. I'm also deeply concerned about reports of staff being denied access to necessary supplies that had previously been authorized for purchase. This includes situations where district credit cards were declined and Amazon purchases may have been rejected, as there are multiple reports of the line of credit being cut off. This is not only disruptive to the educational process, but also demoralizing for staff who are trying to do their jobs effectively. On top of this, word has spread that one of our schools had over $1,000 in credits for book purchases that expired because the district failed to pay the bill. These lost credits represent a significant number of books that could have enriched our students' learning experiences. This shouldn't happen. I hope the board has had an opportunity to read the email I sent regarding the concerns surrounding the most recent cuts and reassignments of the librarians at OMS and OBJH. These decisions impact not only staff morale, but also the quality of education and resources available to students. I would appreciate a thoughtful response from the board about how these changes align with the district's goals and values, and how this proves the Shelton Success focus of literacy being a priority. Classroom libraries do not serve the interests of all our students. They deserve a safe space, a study space, research space, and a before and after school space. How will this be possible now? I would also like to bring forward the reports of an alarming directive from the superintendent to administrators to avoid reporting disciplinary actions into the system and/or downplaying disciplinary reports as to appear less severe. While it may create the illusion of improved disciplinary statistics, it's also a disservice to our community. Strong leadership requires transparency and accountability, not efforts to pad a resume at the expense of our student safety and learning environment. And it looks like I will be emailing you the other 3 paragraphs I have.
Thank you. Brandy Romero?
Hi. I would like to start with, I was here several weeks ago regarding some bus issues, and I have not received a response. I'm not sure what community comment does, or several emails, multiple dozens of calls, any concern whatsoever if they are not addressed whatsoever. Not even by the bus director, who at first I thought was going to do great things, and I'm receiving no response. I have asked to meet with the superintendent multiple times, and I did sit in on a meeting where the attorney for your guys' board had recommended to us how we, or you guys, steps to take if we have concerns, going all the way up to the superintendent. If you have a problem with the superintendent, you direct it to the superintendent. So basically, he's addressing his own problem. Us as taxpayers, there are other ways to address the problems, and from here on out, I will be doing so. My son and my children and other community members here have continuously dealt with the abuse of bus drivers, one in particular that has made disparaging comments regarding our president, our now current president, on the day of election while implying to children, to elementary children, to kindergartners, what her views are and who should be elected. That should be nowhere in our school system. That is not her job. I would like to play a 3-second clip of what I received recently of just one incident where she told my son he cannot hand out his own birthday invites, a 7-year-old. Can't hand out birthday invites, can't talk about birthday, but we can talk about who should be president, who she thinks should be president, but not the children's birthday invites or things the children should actually be looking forward to in life. So let me play this, and again, this is from my computer to my phone, so it's not nearly as loud. And when I first heard it, I jumped myself. She's saying, no, we're not talking about the birthday party on the bus, and it's extremely loud. Nobody should yell at a student that way, especially my 7-year-old son or anybody else's son in this community. As a community member, I find it absolutely sickening that we stand for a no bullying policy, yet you guys are allowing this bus driver time and time and time again to blatantly bully children and scream at them. Why? Because she's a part of the union? I don't care who you are. I don't care who you work for. We, the taxpayer, pay for your guys' payroll and everyone else in the school district. And we would like better. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, that takes us up to item number 5, reports and recognitions. Oh, by all means. Yes. Yep.
I'm just going to donate my time to Marilyn. I'd like to hear what she has to say.
Thank you, Des. I'm going to start over with one of the last paragraphs that I was reading. So, I'd like to bring forward the reports of an alarming directive from the superintendent to administrators to avoid reporting disciplinary actions into the system and or downplaying disciplinary reports as to appear less severe. While it may create the illusion of improved disciplinary statistics, it's a disservice to our students, their families, and staff. This kind of manipulation not only undermines trust in district leadership, but also prevents the board and community from accurately understanding the challenges our schools face. Strong leadership requires transparency and accountability, not efforts to pad a resume at the expense of our students' safety and learning environment. With this week's weather forecast, I hope the superintendent has a clear plan in place to ensure proper parties are notified in a timely manner, well before 5 a.m., to avoid the type of debacle that occurred on the morning of December 18th. The Transportation Department in particular must be high on that priority list to ensure that drivers and staff are informed promptly and disruptions to the school day are minimized. Finally, I'd like to point out that we have a levy coming up, and if you want a chance in hell of it passing, you might want to get your act together at both the board and district office levels. Right now, we have a lot of upset and frustrated community members who have zero confidence in your ability to manage this district effectively. If you don't address these ongoing issues with transparency, accountability, and real solutions, you are setting yourselves up for failure, not just with the levy, but with the trust of this entire community. I encourage the board to remain focused on addressing critical issues from budget concerns and student retention to ensuring transparency in reporting and effective communication during emergencies. These issues directly affect our students, our staff, our families, and communities, and we must work together to find solutions that uphold the integrity and quality of education in our district. Thank you.
Anybody else? Okay. Item number 5, reports and recognition. Take a report from the student board representatives. We'll start with Alan Ramirez. Cedar.
Yeah, so we have a few things going on at Cedar right now. We, excuse me, I've had a cough for a while now. We've been continuing to have collaborative discussions in our classrooms, especially in, I would say, my sociology class that I'm having right now. We're doing a very interesting project where we're taking a look at the history of Mason County and how the Latino culture has influenced Mason County as a whole. We've been looking at statistics for census data. We've also seen the fact that a lot of the Latino people that live here tend to be on the younger side. I think a lot of that can be seen within the school district itself, as we can see schools like Evergreen Elementary, a bilingual school. And yeah, with that project, we've done a lot of community outreach. I've personally invited my uncle, and other people are inviting their family members that they know, and overall just community members, try to get their side of the story. Trying to make sure that Cedar is a very collaborative school. We're doing a lot of community outreach. And about that, we've also had some people come in to speak about post-high school options, such as more people from Running Start. We had a pair of people that came in to talk to us about apprenticeships, gave us a lot of good information about them. And even the National Guard came in to speak at our school. We've also started on our Hope projects. Projects to try to emphasize the fact that hope is a verb. It's possible to try to continue on hope, especially in dire situations. It's not just a feeling, it's something you have to act on. It's something to be acted upon. And just to really hammer home the point that our tutor, Beth, really has been with us since the beginning of the school. I don't know, at least my sister, she was also sort of there at the beginning of the school. She has a lot of personal experience with Beth, and I think if she was here right now, she would also say that it would be almost like losing a family member if we were to lose Beth at her school. It has been a very personal relationship that a lot of the students have built up with her.
Thank you. And Abigail Hurst, Shelton High School.
About 2 months ago, a student safety survey was sent to all the high school students. Based on these results we received back from the survey, ASB and leadership are working with admin closely to try and find a solution to a lot of these problems. And ASB is now purchasing a digital hall pass system that will go in every classroom. It's an annual subscription that ASB will pay for to try and help students feel more safe and eliminate a lot of these issues we're having. Winter sports are almost over. This Thursday is girls wrestling senior night, and then cheer, dance, boys and girls basketball are all having senior nights coming up in the next couple weeks. This Friday is a 3-hour early release with only periods 1 through 3. Skills USA and Ms. Jonas' class took first place, and yearbook presale ends the 31st of this month.
Thank you. 5.02, School Board Appreciation Month. Mr. Jesse.
Yes. Thanks, Board President Wheelander. So January is Board Appreciation Month. So we would like to start off with part of our presentation, and thanks to you, we have a video for you.
These are some of the students from Cedar 2028.
And we just wanted to say thank you to Shelton Board and Directors for your support of Cedar High School.
Woo! Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you, School Board.
Hi, my name is Joseph McCrae. I'm a senior here at Cedar High School. We'd like to thank you for your continued support of our school and how much work you've been putting into supporting all the schools in our district.
Hi, my name is Roman, and thank you for your support.
Hello, my name is Diego. I'm a freshman here at Shelton High School, and I just want to thank you guys for putting the students first and looking out for what we need.
My name is Madeline, and thank you for Carden Evergreen.
Hi, my name is Dakar Jones, and thank you.
Hi, my name is Adriana. Thank you for supporting Evergreen.
Hi, my name is Aurora. I'm a senior here at Shelton High School. I just want to thank the school board for keeping our schools up and running, even through the hard times, and keeping us safe and healthy.
Thank you. Hi, my name is Annette. Thank you for supporting Evergreen.
My name is Max.
My name is Jackson, and thank you for your support.
Hi, my name is Brennan. I'm a senior here at Shelton High School, and I just want to thank the school board for all the hard work you guys do for us.
Hey, my name is Ismail. Thank you for supporting Evergreen.
Great. So those are just some of the voices that we have here. You can see students across the district very thankful for our school board. I think serving on a school board is an outstanding part of their commitment to their community. Leading in public schools these days as volunteers is mostly a pretty thankless job. They have to spend a lot of their time getting information about how the district not only operates, but also about how to keep us moving forward, both on our fiscal standpoint, personnel, we approve the personnel report at each of these meetings, and about ultimately the work that we do to achieve the goals that are in our strategic plan. As part of that work, I would personally like to thank them for coming to visit the school sites with me and going out there to a number of our community events to see the outstanding services that we do provide our students here. That is not in spite of the fiscal challenges that are facing school districts, but because every single staff member in this district is committed to the strategic plan, and that includes the school board. So I want to thank them very much for that work. We are 3 years in. We have a significant increase in our third grade reading scores. Over the last couple of years, they have moved from 25% of our third graders meeting standard in reading and writing to now 43%. And we know that we also have a significant increase also in a number of our ninth graders on track to graduate. And a decrease in our discipline as well. Those commitments are keeping kids in school, teaching them pro-social skills, and allowing them to get the great academics that are being provided, including from teachers like Ms. Coast and Ms. Warren that I had highlighted earlier this evening. So all their work does also get recognized. There is a particular organization, the Washington State School Directors Association, commonly known as WASDA. They have a number of criteria that they use to evaluate school boards. And so the Shelton School Board is a board of distinction for the 2024 that is recognized again by WASDA. Their criteria are how committed are you to students and specifically through your own strategic plan. So the outcomes that we are achieving for students is supported by the board and all their time and recognition, and of course also paying attention to all the things that are needed to get there. So I have certificates here that represent the recognition from WASDA. I believe this is either the 7th or 8th year, so I'm starting to lose track. I wish Director Davidson was here to help remind me about which number we are on. Sometimes together we're going to be able to remind me which number we are on, but definitely you can hear most certainly in that information is that for a long time standing, the board here for the Shelton School District is committed to our community and most certainly committed to our students and families. So I want to thank you personally for me, and I know many of our students and our staff are very thankful for you and your continued leadership. So with that, much appreciation.
Thank you. School budget status, their status report from Clinton Sherman.
Good evening, directors. Every month we'll bring forth budget status reports for each month. This is kind of a catch-up month. I came here in the middle of November. What you'll see is all of the funds that we have here and their ending balances. This was kind of in a memo form in your board packet. Today we're able to update and add December's fund balance. That curvature of the fund balance is what we've talked about in the past with the graph of how the money comes in and what our expenses look like. So November's a low revenue month, and so that continues to upside down our fund balance. And this will continue to be negative for a while as we work our way out of this scenario. Our goal and our commitment is to have a positive fund balance by the end of the year. We've talked a lot about that in the past meetings, and we are on track for that. I don't know if you have any questions about what this looks like. There's also other funds. We don't really talk about the other funds. We can if you'd like. The Capital Projects Fund just kind of quickly handles construction projects, more kind of one-time larger construction things that happen that are capital. Transportation Vehicle Fund, the Transportation Vehicle Fund aptly can only purchase buses. The Debt Service Fund is what the dollars come into from tax collection that pay down our bonds, which is the debt the district has. The ASB fund is student-driven, which is there's a lot of really exciting things happening with the ASB at the different schools. I got to meet with some principals about that over the last couple of weeks. And then pretty unique to Shelton is a private purpose trust fund. You don't see a lot of those throughout the state, and so we have some scholarship funds in there that have reflected those balances over time.
Does anybody have any questions?
Is this going to be available online if you're watching at home, can't read that small print?
Yeah, the board packets are online, I think, available to the public, as well as the backup actual budget status reports that if anybody has any questions, you can email or call me. They're not super easy to read, but I'm happy to walk anybody through it.
And then I heard, if I heard you correctly, this will be a monthly update for this next season. So people can expect to hear from you every month if they have budget questions.
Yes, these budget status reports will be on the agenda every month.
Yeah, great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, I don't have anything, so thank you.
Thank you. I think I'm also...
Item number 6, the consent agenda. Has everybody had a chance to look that over?
A motion to approve the consent agenda.
I second the motion.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
And it passes. On to number 7, discussion and action items. Proposed revised policy 3140, student residency. This will be the second reading with Tara Richardson. Tara Richardson, sorry.
Good evening. So the first policy, this is our second reading for policy 3140 about student residency. And so this is not only about how we enroll students, but also for students who are going to choice out is what kind of the term that we use from OSPI. In other words, they live within the Shelton boundaries, but they would like to attend a school in a different district. So for younger students, it may be because their parents work in another city, and so they go with their parents there. There can be a whole bunch of different reasons why that happens, but this just talks about when we release students and how we document that.
I didn't see anything that I needed changed. With that, I would take a motion.
I motion to approve policy number 3140, student residency.
And I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Next up is policy review, policy number 3131, transfers.
Yes, so this one also is cleaning up some WASDA policy language that we've had. And so for this one, this would primarily impact students at the elementary level because we have 3 elementary schools. And so families sometimes ask that their child attend one of the different elementaries that they're zoned for. And so even though the policy covers up through high school, it really would not apply to high school students at this time, but it would be there in place in case something changes. So this is really around intra-district. So if you live in the Mountain View attendance area and you would like to go to Bordeaux, this is how that process would work and how those decisions would be determined.
Okay. Unless there's any changes that somebody saw?
I motion to approve proposed policy 3131 transfers.
I second the motion.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Next up is proposed resolution 2502, certifying the completion of the Shelton High School additions and improvements and Oakland Bay Junior High improvements projects. Clinton Sherman.
Good evening. This is a, I'm sure, expected resolution. We had some pretty major construction projects at Shelton High School and OBJH and some other small improvements around the district. We received notification from NAC, which are the architects of that project, that is completed. Once the board approves this resolution for final acceptance, then that kind of releases the rest of the project out, and we'll can move on from it. I'll be honest, you probably know more about the project than I do, since I only started here in November, so.
Okay. Could we get a motion to approve Resolution 2502?
I motion to approve proposed resolution number 2502, certifying the completion of the Shelton High School additions and improvements and Oakland Bay Junior High School improvements project.
And I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. 7.04, proposed resolution 2503, authorizing Clinton Sherman, the executive director of finance, to manage the accounts.
Yeah, the next three resolutions are really kind of housekeeping resolutions as I've come on new, and the county has been really helpful, but also holding a line that I have not had the board approval yet for authority to manage accounts. I've not been named as an auditing officer, and we also updated the resolution for, kind of does all in one fell swoop, for the impressed accounts as well. Just some of that housekeeping since I am new to the district.
Okay, we'll got to read each one individually, but do I have a motion to pass Resolution 2503?
I motion to pass proposed resolution number 2503, authorizing Clinton Sherman, the executive director of finance, to manage accounts.
I happily second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Resolution number 2504, designating Clinton Sherman as our auditing officer.
Yeah, a little more background. This helps with the actual audit their SAO as well. So it's a kind of a broader resolution, which is starting up soon, next couple weeks.
I motion to approve proposed resolution number 2504, designating auditing officers.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. And 2505, designating the custodian of impressed accounts and petty cash accounts, Clinton Sherman.
And normally when we bring this to you, it's when we're opening or closing different impressed accounts, but this one also had a name on it, and so to try to clean that up for the future, we just named it as the title of this position. It's pretty standard that this title is or this position will be the custodian of these accounts. So, again, another housekeeping resolution.
All right. Well, I motion for proposed resolution number 2505, designating the custodian of impressed funds and petty cash accounts.
I second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Item number 8, our legislative update.
All right, so the third week of session is going on right now. Some updates since the kickoff. Our last week, 3 big bills for education that were introduced were in special education funding, the materials, supplies, and operating cost funding, and transportation. Of interest are for transportation, there was House Bill 1579 providing an accurate and predictable student transportation funding model. There was 5263, which is increase to the excess cost of multipliers for special education funding. It lowers the special education safety net threshold from 2.3 FTE per pupil to 1.5, and it eliminates the 16% enrollment cap. Senate Bill 5192, which is the material supply and operational cost bill, increases allocations to the prototypical model by 10%. However, there is another bill, House Bill 1338, which is a little bit better in its MSOC, which when you summarize it, it's about a 20% increase to each student. Last week, on each of these bills, anywhere from about like 1,500 to 2,500 people signed in pro on moving these forward. So if you're interested in signing in and following along, there's definitely big movement and a lot of discussion. I'm not going to bore everybody. Positive things so far, and I will keep everybody updated on the movement of these bills. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, board member comments. Start with James on the end.
Yeah, I want to start and say thank you. I think they're gone, but nope, there's one. The students from Cedar High School, thank you so much for coming in. First, I know it takes a lot to get in here and to talk in front of people. So I just appreciate that bravery and advocating. Thank you for sharing your thoughts. They're really important to us. Thank you for advocating, and really thankful for that para who sounds really special to your community. So thank you. We hear that from you. Appreciate that. And I want to share, I got to go to the high school this last Friday with Wyeth. It was a kind of a great outing to get to go see what's happening on campus. Got to visit a class, an ELA class, and to see most of the students deeply engaged, which is remarkable at a freshman year in a class that may not be everybody's first choice, and that teacher was pulling them in. I got to go visit and see Shark Tank, and all the parents whose students were up there presenting should be really proud of the way your students did that. Big shout out to the community members that came in and listened. So it's amazing when you get to see what's actually happening on campuses here. So thank you.
And Director Gilmore.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us this evening and letting me bore you with the ledge updates. I don't have anything very interesting other than a reminder, which maybe Matt will be better at, but the snow is predicted and over the weekend and next week, so just be careful of your driving, be mindful of school closures. Anytime Washington sees a snowflake, it's usually a late close. So.
Okay. First of all, I understand both boys and girls basketball and wrestling are doing very well right now. As we come up towards the end of the season, support those kids where you can. If you have the opportunity to get to a senior night, that's a pretty big deal for every one of them. You talk about the presentation skills at the freshman academy, and then we see kids up here talking. In my other world, I get to evaluate like fire chiefs, and it's obvious when these guys haven't had that opportunity to present in public and stand before people and talk about what's really important to what they're doing. And so seeing how well these guys are all doing, super job. And you guys also, it makes me happy because I see where that gets used in the future. As far as the hands-on activity to get the algebra going, great. I'm glad they're doing that. I use algebra every day, and I remember asking my teachers no less than 1 million times why I needed to use it. So they told me I would, and I had to believe them. Yeah, I'm glad you guys are learning about the history of Mason County. It's actually a pretty fascinating place. There's a bunch of books on it, far more than anybody thought. And for the record, if you actually look up the municipalities in Mason County, Matlock was the first one. And that's a weird thing to know, but I do. And if you're looking for your yearbook, remember pre-sale is finishing up here at the end of the week. And yes, there is snow in the forecast. Remember that sometimes the snow falls late in the morning. The last big thing that we had around here, I was notified by the school that we were having problems while I was also answering 911 calls, and I got them all about the same time. So sometimes the snow just doesn't follow all of the rules and comes when it wants to. With that, We have no cause for an executive or an exempt session, so I would take a motion for adjournment.
A motion to adjourn.
Seconded.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And we're done at 6:45.